If not, we can just put it on later. Fuck that.
Alright, stream is up, I think. Hello, everybody. Yes, people. Yes. Hello, Season 9, Austria. Welcome to qualifying, everybody. We're definitely not already have like 5 minutes left. But, Ecos Mats is on pole position, currently. I have absolutely no idea what's happened in this session besides that, well, we have a Mercedes front row.
Yeah, indeed. Welcome to later year of Division 4. Our streamer here had to deal with some customers, so that's why we're a bit late. But luckily, I've been able to catch all the action. So just to sum it up, Eagles Mass was one of the first one out on track, and he set a very good time with a 105.1, and it's not improved been since. Surprisingly enough, Polypus has not been able to find his rhythm just yet. 5.7 didn't look also impressive so far. The Mercs are currently on the front row lookout. No one really crashing out. A few spins, a few invalidations, but other than that, there's not been too much going on. Looks like it will be dry for the race as well, just given otherwise I think we would have seen some notion. As we see Swip actually going up into P6 there. With a 105.5, obviously Austria, one of the shortest track on the calendar, so it's going to be very close together usually around here, and it looks like it is the case. There's about 7 tenths between the top 9. Only 12 drivers today, unfortunately, as Eagles Matt is starting one another lap. I think we go on board with him, as he's coming down to turn 1, down towards 4th gear. On the exit, get already one of the ARS zones, obviously on the start-finish straight you get one as well. Of 3 total as we go down through turn 2 and down towards turn 3, slightly down this time actually, just under turn, but that's easily to be gained back as it goes through turn 3 quite nicely. DRS is open once again, and down towards turn 4, the downhill corner, here we go. Braking just after 100 meters is alright. 3rd gear, 4th gear on the exit to get the traction alright. As we power through down towards 5 and out into the left-hander of turn 6. And the end of the sector 2 is about to come here. 3,000 up, so he's managed to find a bit of time back here. Maybe in the last sector a little bit more of time. See if he can break himself into the 104 as we head down towards the final 2 corners. For turn 9, quite nicely done by the Dutchman, and down towards turn 10. And the DRS will be open once again. Across the line the Dutchman goes, and a 105, a flat 9.7. Let's see if anyone can top that, but it's a very good time. So at least I think will be his final run. If the yellow flag will go away, yeah, I think he could just about get back into the pits and get another one in if he does have the tires for it. So, we'll see if he does that. Everyone else is in the pit, apart from Ibo, who's driving around. On a 107 flat, actually not too far off the rest of the pack.
Yeah, of course, at Austria, all the times will tend to be close together. You'd like to say, especially since around a track that is so short, with only a lap time of 1 minute 5, roughly in qualifying here. Poles has just gone out onto the track. I wonder if he's doing a double outlap. He has left the pits quite earlier, just giving himself enough time to do a second run, if it is indeed needed. But of course, being the 13th round of the championship, we only have 4 more races, I do believe, after this. Yep, only 4 more races after this. The Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, and Brazil, if I would be so kind to put up the calendar on the screen. There you go. As you can see, all the tracks that we've already gone through. And of course, 2 weeks ago, we had Singapore, where Ghost UK won his 2nd race of the season. And of course, the championship closed up by 10 points. Polypol is now on 209 points, leading Jordan who is on 172. So it's not exactly close, but it's been an entertaining championship so far throughout the rest of the field.
I don't think Jordan still has a chance. Obviously, in Brazil, in the last round of the season, we still have a sprint, so there's a lot of points gained there. Seemingly, this is a track where Jordan, I think, could make some gains on Polypus once again. And I think a track like Zandvoort or Brazil definitely could be like that as well. So with the right luck, there's a possibility as Polypus is just started his lap, making enough time for himself so he can do 2 of them, but he's slightly down in his time, about half a tenth as he comes through turn 3, and up the gears he goes once again. Obviously that traction zone is very, very difficult out of turn 3. The Belgian seems to do this quite nicely so far, breaking down into turn 4. Quite nice clip in the apex just about, and on the exit looking quite tidy as well. As he does back off, and I think he's going to try and go again. And maybe he wasn't quite up on his time and wasn't quite happy with how that lap was unfolding. I'm just looking around if anyone else is on a lap. And just it's just about to start one of the McLaren that yes. Also just about to start one, Paul was obviously gonna start again.
Looks like Jordan
I
backed
think the
off as
half.
well.
Yeah, I think Jordan did back off. I called onto that, but yeah, it looks like everyone's just gonna go into their final runs. See who will be the first one to finish that final run. Swift just about to start one. Jamie Met is gonna start another one. He's lagging on my screen a little bit. And Eagles Matt will be the last one. He's just about going to make it, I think. So Ghost UK will probably be the next one to actually finish a lap as he's coming through the second two splits. It's just right up. It says it's probably going a bit wide there, and that's going to be invalidated for the Alpine driver. We had a few very good races. Obviously, won it last time in that chaotic race in Singapore. So looks like he will not get past the 1 of 5.4 unless he has enough fuel to do another lap and improve. We'll have to see. Jess is 2 tenths up herself. Let's see if she can get herself maybe ahead of Jamie or even further. Let's see across the line. 1 of 6.1 does get herself ahead of Jamie. As Bullipus is a 10th up only. Runs out of ERS here as well. There's not going to be, for his standards, not a great time. P5 so far with a few to improve. Energetics up at P2. Very good time from him. All scores invalid would have been a 5.5. So not too much higher. Jordan across the line, 5.2, not improving. And one of the assets that'll be Swift is slightly down in the same. Let's see if he can improve. Steban just coming in behind. Swift up to P6. Steban across the line, improves. No position improvement though. Jamie Mitt is coming towards the end of his lap. I think Robert is backed off. And then we're just going to have to wait for Ecos Mats as Jamie gets himself into P10. Eagles Matt slightly up in this time once again. Can he break into the 104s? DRS is open and across the line. 105 flat for a slight improvement. Not on the 104s, but still very, very well done. And he's going to be in pole position because I don't think anyone else is going to be able to improve. And that's our qualifying session wrapped up.
Yeah, Ecos Mats is going to be on pole position here. Of course, 4th place in the championship, only 27 points behind Ghost UK, DNFing in Singapore. So that win from Ghost UK really separated those two in the championship. I'm sure it'd be looking to take home a top 3 from this season, you know, in the championship. But it's going to be a difficult race ahead of him. Of course, Austria always being quite difficult. But yeah, it's him on pole position, followed by Energetics in P2. Jordan will round out the top 3, both Mercedes in the top 3 there. Esteban P4, Ghost UK in P5, Swip in P6, Championship leader Polypols in P7. The two Hasses are P8 and P9, and then Jamie Met is P10, followed by Jess and Ibo on the 6th row in the final row of the grid. So as long as you finish all 36 laps here, or finish all 90% of the race, you will pick up points. Ibo is almost guaranteed to pick up more points and add to his season total of 10 so far.
I think he'll be able to, you know. It's a track that's fairly easy done. He's only 2 seconds off the pole time. I think it should be guaranteed. May he finish the race. And let's see if the weather is right. I've not seen anything about it in the chat, so I highly doubt that it is going to rain. But maybe the weather has some surprises in store for us. As we look into this session, and it does look a bit overcast, but it does look dry. As the T-post is now famous and redone every track and every weekend, so we'll keep an eye on that. In terms of strategy, it'll be very interesting. People do it. Normally, it's just a medium hard or hard medium. I think both ways can work around here. If you can get away on the mediums, it can definitely work at the front. Usually, you'll see the majority going for the hards though to start on, but we'll see if there's any surprise in store for us. Maybe some soft runners. Who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to do on strategy. Of course, Division 4 notorious for having different strategy choices. I believe at Mexico, just, 3 weeks ago now, that we saw, 3 people on softs starting there, which was pretty interesting. Yeah. But as people will pull away for the formation lap, we'll see what people are on,
Yep.
calling out the softs. It's old school, being on a set of soft tires, but we are seeing a majority of hards, I think, here. We have we have 6 hards, 5 mediums, and 1
5
soft,
maybe.
as Energetics goes sliding off into the grass on the exit of turn 1 there. But yeah, our pole position sitter, Ecos Mats, will be starting on the hards. He'll be followed in behind by Energetics and Jordan, both on the mediums. Esteban P4 will be on the hards, and then it's Ghost UK Swip on the mediums, followed by Polypoles on the hards. Old School, as we mentioned, in 8th place on the softs, and then you have Robertson, Jamie Met, Jess, all on the hards, followed by Ibo and P12 on the mediums, as Energetics and Jess have managed to disqualify themselves, which is an interesting combination, but it's going to be interesting, especially for Jess, being on those cold tires. Energetics kind of ruining a good qualifying position there. He could find himself well down the order as they head into turn 1.
Yeah, I'll have to see how cold his tires will be. Maybe with that little spin he had, the tires will have warmed up enough. Obviously, it's going to be a good opportunity for the Mercedes guys to control the race here. One on mediums, one on hard, so they can vary with the strategy a little bit as well. If Matt is able to carry that pace from qualifying into the race and is able to stick with those medium runners if they do get past him, I think he has a very good chance of winning in this race, providing no safety cars are going to be in his way. So I have to see if he can do that. Obviously, Jordan is going to fight for that win as well. He has some ground to make up in the championship, and this seems like the perfect race he can do.
Yeah, Jordan could definitely make up quite a few points in the championship, as you mentioned. Ecos Mats yet to win a race this season. 3 second places and 2 third places to his name so far through 12 rounds. But as we head into the 13th round, we have 5 lights on here in the Austrian hills for the 13th round of the championship here of season 9 in Division 4. It's lights out and away we go. Energetics doesn't get the worst start ever, but Ecos Mats get a pretty terrible one as Jordan's going to be around the outside of him into turn 1. There's an Alpine on the outside of Ecos Mats there, but our pole sitter's down to P10. He's spun around at the first corner. Jordan will lead from Ghost UK, Swip in P3, and Polypoles is already up 3 positions, up into P4. Old School up 3 positions as well, up into P5 on his soft compound tires. He's looking at the back of Polypoles as they go into turn 3 for the first time of 36 times. Robert Summit P6, just following his teammate in behind. Jamie Met to P7. Jess up 2 places to P8. Ibo up to P9. Energetics, Esteban, and Ecos Mats all involved in a turn 1 incident there. And they've dropped down quite considerably from where they started, but Jordan leads as we head through the middle sector for the first time here in Austria.
Yeah, it looked like Esteban, Mats, and Energetics, if I'm not mistaken, them 3, they were side by side. Goshike was around as well, but I think he just about avoided it, if I'm not too mistaken. And yeah, they just tangled each other, and that just doesn't really go for you right into turn 1, and that is the result of that, so they're going to have to come from the back, and my whole prediction is gone already, but Jordan will be very happy with this, as he can now pull away, and it looks like he will have the rim right away, 11.9, so decent opening lap considering all the shenanigans going on. Roche UK following on 1.1, but he's going to have to turn to stick with the Merc. He's not quite able to do so far, and Swift is going to have to pressure up the Alfa Romeo. Foldup is right behind him. It expects Old School to start pressuring the Alfa Romeo as well. I don't think the softs are very good race tire, but at least for the first few laps it should be able to do that, as Energetics is making his way past Ibo here. Coming out of turn 3, he's past now, so he is now on the back of a few hard runners where he can get back at it, as Ibo is actually getting back at Energetics, but I think Energetics will keep that position very easily, and he's now going to hunt his way down into Jess and then Jamie and Robert as well. So let's see if he can get himself back up the order. Gap at the front at 1.3 now, with Swip already following on a second behind Ghost UK as well, as he cuts turn 9 just a little bit there. And he has now the Alfa Romeo Folders right behind him, and is going to pressure him as Jordan's fast lap of the race.
Yeah, I think after that turn 1 incident, the things to really watch are going to be the people down at the back who qualified up the front, especially Ecos Mats and Energetics, who are P9, P11 now. Of course, Energetics making that move past Ibo on the previous lap. Esteban has had a spin as he just crosses the start-finish line, and now roughly 8.5 seconds behind Ecos Mats. Energetics and Jess going side by side up towards turn 3. The Red Bull driver is going to take the inside line and is going to take the position. He's going to be up into P8, so that's 2 overtakes in 2 laps for the Red Bull driver. Those medium tires seemingly working pretty decently for him after being well, making contact with Jess on the formation lap and being forced back to the grid without getting any tire warmth before the race start, and which could have possibly caused that incident in turn 1 on lap 1. But we're on lap 3 now. Polypole's just 6/10 behind, well, less than 4/10, almost 3/10 of a second now behind Swip, who might have just gotten dropped from DRS range. He was a little bit wide out of turn 7 there, going in through turn 8. We'll have to see what the situation is looking like for the Aston Martin driver. Of course, DRS is activated now for Polypoles. Nobody in the top 3 has DRS activated besides well, as I said, no one in the top 3 has DRS activated. Swip goes a little bit deep into turn 1. Polypoles extends the outside of turn 1 there. It'd be interesting to see if he got a warning for that or not. But it looks like Polypoles isn't exactly fast and it's a straight line. He has the DRS on Swip. Swip didn't have DRS, and he didn't even really catch him as Energetics makes a move on Jamie Matt.
Swip did actually have DRS for that straight. So, sorry, I have to correct you there, but...
Lag.
Yeah, no, that was probably the reason. But he doesn't look extremely quick in the straight line. He does have a lot of ERS still to burn, as opposed to Swip, who's on 20%. Goshike also down to 30 in his attempt to stay with Jordan, which is not quite worked out, who's very comfortable in the lead currently. 70% ERS, 1.7 is the gap to the Alpine behind. And he looks like he is comfortable for now, but obviously the Alfa Romeo is not too far away, so he can't let his pace down. He's going to have to keep on pushing. So yeah, extends the gap to 2 seconds now, and also is just about staying with this on the softs. Yeah, that might be a strategy as well. Just stay with the top guys and hope that way you can get a good amount of points just by sitting in DRS, which is working so far. Energetics is... yeah, he made it right past Jamie last lap, and he's not too far off Robert already. And he's making his way back on because Matt is getting past Jess here on the exit of turn 1, and is already passed before the kink of turn 2, so no problem for him there, as he is now making his way through as well. A bit slower, obviously, because he's on the harder tire, but we'll see him later in the race. Eventually, as Energetics flying up a move for P6 here on Robert. Looks like Robert's gone a bit wide though, and he's caught on the curb and is having to concede that position now. So Energetics is up to P6, bit of clean air now, so he can push on towards the top group, and let's see if he's quicker than them.
Yeah, it looked like Robert Sutton was indeed struggling on those hard tires, unable to keep up with the top 5. Of course, that would be quite the challenge. Of course, Jordan leading the charge from the top 5, followed by Ghost, Swip, Polypoles, and Old School, who's still within DRS range. Swip unable to grab DRS off the back of Ghost on the start-finish line. Polypoles a little bit wide on the exit, well, the entry and the exit of turn 1, and picks up a 3-second time penalty. I did mention that he extended turn 1 on the previous lap, and then he extended it on the entry and the exit there, so I'd imagine that's where his 3 warnings came from to get that 3-second time penalty, and Swip able to keep Polypoles just in behind. Old School just watching on as Energetics begins to close on these guys in front, and he's already caught a decent amount of time. I think almost about half a second already has Energetics caught, so just being in that clean air, able to focus on his own race, focus on his own pace, and he's able to do some pretty decent things as Polypoles is starting to struggle behind the Aston Martin of Swip.
Yeah, it looks like Swip just about can't stick with the Alpine of Goshike, and that's going to create a little bit of a train here. So Polypoles and Old School are a bit more comfortable here looking, but Polypoles, yeah, it's turn 1. That was very interesting. Got 2 warnings there. Just had to confirm that going into the race director, but he did pick up 2 warnings from that, and then earlier on extending at turn 1 as well. So Ecos Mats has made his way past Jamie into the final corner. I think Jamie has gone round actually. So he's going round to turn 9. Let's see where he's going to go, because he's basically blocking the pits. As Swip has had the concede position to pull the buzz in the exit of turn 1. You know, from May now into P3 with a bit of a gap to close up to Goshike. Be interesting to see if he can close up, or that Goshike is the quicker one out of him currently. But yeah, Jamie met. I don't think he got any damage, but he's now down back behind Steban, and got some weight to go to gain some positions at least. And be interesting to see if Swip can stick with Polypoles as well, or that he's just going to drop a bit further back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Swift is able to do now that he isn't at the front of that train, isn't pushing to try and stay within DRS range of Ghost UK. If Poldypolls is only 1.2 seconds behind him. Of course, Poldypolls being on the hard side of tires, he will be faster as we get into the back end of this race once everybody makes their one required compound change. But still 1.1 seconds behind, not able to get DRS on this lap. Ghost UK has been using a decent amount of ERS, though. Poldypol still has roughly 50% more than the Alpine driver in P2. Poldypol's unlucky to miss out on DRS there as we head up towards turn 3 for the 8th time. Esteban has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Of course, Esteban starting in a pretty decent position in this race. He's down to P11, and he spun at the final corner and has broken his front wing. So that's going to be a pit stop there for Esteban. And, of course, a 3-second penalty adding on to his woes as well. So he's going to be clearly down in P12 there after, I'd imagine, he makes that pit stop to replace that broken wing. But, just to mention, Poldypolls just barely got within DRS range there at the end of the straight. I don't think he was in and actually got DRS, but he's within solidly 9/10 of a second now, and Swift is starting to drop off a little bit.
Yeah, Swift not quite able to maintain the pace. He seems to be struggling a lot through turns 7 and 8. Just looking at how much time he's losing there. He was 1.2 ahead of Old School, now it's only 7:10, so yeah, that's maybe the area where he needs to focus on, but maybe just wants to avoid the penalties. Steven is just struggling more and more and almost, yeah, just giving up at this point, it looks like. Poldypol is now on the back of Ghost UK. Energetics has reached the back end of Swift and Old School. He almost reached the back end of the wall there. He's had a little bit of an oversteer moment. Let's see if Poldypol into turn 4 has an opportunity to start attacking this Alpine, but the traction doesn't seem good enough here and has to wait one more lap at least for now. Looks like Jordan is having to push a little bit as well. So Ibo's had a little bit of a moment here as well. And Jamie is all through there into P10. Yeah, it does look like Jordan is pushing a little bit more, and he might have to. You will see that Poldypol is there. So Jamie and Ibo are going side by side here for P10. Looks like Jamie now has that position fully control. As Steven is into the pits, he's going to have to change the wrong wing, and he's going to be lapped at this point already, and we're only in lap 9 here. So yeah, not the greatest start of races for the Ferrari, you could say. But as long as he finishes, he gets a point, so I hope he's listening to that and just sticking it out. So let's see if he can do that, as we're looking at a few more overtaking possibilities here. Then towards turn 2 and 3, it looks like Poldypol is on the back of the Alpine once again. I don't think that's close to the case. Just go defensive and just lets him through, actually. Interesting choice. As Energetics is getting past Old School here. And Energetics looking like I have a good pace here as more yellow flags then at the final corner for driver going slow. Yeah, peculiar moment right there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Ghost UK did because he went so far offline to defend that position that he lost all of his momentum going all the way to the right-hand side. It backed off and let Poldypolls through. I'd imagine he would, I guess the plan was try to stick within DRS, but Poldypolls already pulled to 0.8 of a second there. So Ghost UK really not able to do too much after letting Poldypolls through. Personally, I would have chose to fight it, but that's just me. But now Poldypolls has the clean air, and he's going to be able to close all the way up to Jordan as Swift pits. That's a little bit early, yeah. Isn't it?
Early, but it is a possibility. I think you're just feeling the struggle of those mediums maybe and just wanted to go in. As it confuses the Energetics. Obviously with the pit lane here it can be quite dodgy, so yeah, it was a bit of a struggle for Energetics to go around him, I think. Which means lose a little bit of time. He's now 3.5 seconds behind Ghost UK, and I think Energetics does have the pace over the Alpine. So he should have a chance here at a podium. Old School's been dropped quite significantly already, so I think Old School will be coming in very soon as well on the softs. Swift has re-entered the track in P9. Be careful with those colder hearts, but looks like doing alright for now. And has a chance at some good points as well.
Yeah, just watching on board with Ghost UK there as I I missed every single button on my controller that I was supposed to press there to unmute myself. Ghost UK had a little bit of a slide out of turn, well, going into turn 7. I'm not exactly sure how he did it. Maybe just got caught on the curb on the exit of 6 there and had him cause him a little to have a little bit of a slide going into 7. But that's the reason why you'd be out of DRS range right now. As Old School is coming into the pit lane to get off of his soft compound tires. Interestingly enough, not the first pitter for a scheduled stop, which is shocking to me, but he's going onto a set of mediums, what looks like to be a 2-stop here. Possible. Well, if he should have another set of mediums, it would be a soft medium medium, which is a very interesting strategy to go for. But if there are, I don't know if he has the pace to exactly pull it off, but it could work if there are any safety cars that come into his favor here. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the rest of this race will pan out, as we're already a third of the race, or already done with a third of the race here, as we're on lap 12. I'm about to be on a lap 13 as Jordan has pulled. How is Pulls there? What?
Yeah, Polipus is. I was going to bring that up. Polipus has been gaining like crazy the last few laps. And yeah, it's now within DRS of Jordan. So I don't know where he's found the space from. It seemed to be very sudden. But he's here now. Maybe Jordan made a little bit of a mistake with us. Stephen is just continuing his struggles. He's now down lap behind Jamie. So yeah, not going great for him. Yeah, Polipus is now here. I'm very shocked by that. It's working for him for now, so Steven can round again. He's nearly gone into the wall there, and we do have a virtual safety car. And that is going to allow maybe Jordan, if it stays out long enough, it might allow these medium runners. Steven has retired from a point-paying position, that's very interesting. Jordan goes and energetic, I'm looking mostly at. They can pit here and go onto a set of hards and, you know, to have less time loss. So I think they should go in. Jordan, yeah, is definitely going in. Looking at his pit entry. That's Ghost UK is followed him in as well, and I would be shocked if potentially energetic going in. Yeah, he made a very late call, but I think that's the right call to go in. And yeah, they're going to gain some time from this, and that is going to allow Jordan to gain back his advantage he may have lost in the last few laps. Let's see how far he's going to be behind here, because the virtual safety car is still out. And it doesn't look like it's stopping very soon. Yeah, he's not too far behind his teammate, actually. And yeah, this is going to be very good for him. Energetics has weirdly enough gone into softs. We have a few drive-throughs. Let's see one at least for Ibo. I thought I saw another one, but I can't quite
Nope, just Ibo.
Yeah, there must be a bit of a visual glitch then. Yeah, interesting enough, Energetics have gone into softs as they come out side by side with Old School basically. Has more straight line speed though, is able to keep ahead, but the softs are not going to be up to temps just yet, so Old School might have an opportunity here, but it doesn't look like it for now. Interesting tactics here by the Dutchman. That's definitely going to be a 2-stop because you're not making 20 laps on the softs, interestingly enough. Meanwhile, Jordan has come out about 15 seconds behind Polipus, with the pit stop being about 18 to 19. He's definitely gained a few seconds there. And I think he'll be very happy with that. Let's see if he can start gaining more on those fresher hearts.
Yeah, this is a very important part of the race for Jordan and Ghost UK as well. If they want to lock up podium positions or even a race win in Jordan's case, to try and pull back points on Pulls, which is going to be very difficult to do. You have to have a very solid start to your hard stint, especially since Pulls is going to be on old hards, and you have the VSC to gain you a little bit of time in the pit stops there. So it's going to be a very important part of the race for both Pulls and Jordan. To see what they can do and just pull out all the stops and go full out pace-wise, because Pulls is going to be pitting very, very soon for those set of medium tires, and once you get onto them, they aren't going to get any newer, so just Energetics getting past Swift there into turn 3. But yeah, those tires aren't going to get any newer once you're on them, so you have to get the best out of them that you possibly can and use them to their maximum ability. Pulls heading through the final corner just now as he leads by 11.3 seconds to Ecos Matt. Let's just see, yeah, around an 8.755 there for Polypoles. We'll just have to wait and see what Jordan is able to do, but Energetics is right on the back of Jess as he's purple through the middle sector and completely just drives around Jess like she isn't even there through turn 8. But Jordan, 7.8, fastest lap of the race. So you can already see what type of bases Jordan is trying to pull out. He's trying to get onto the back of Robertson as well for a little bit of DRS to try and help him forward into this one as well.
Yeah, getting about a second that lap. Energetics though, obviously on the soft component tire 7.4, and he's had to drive around a few people there. So yeah, I'm curious if there's a safety car. This is a brilliant strategy for Energetics. If there's not, I'm very concerned of what this is going to bring for him. Because I think Swip is in a very good position here, actually. He might be on for a net P4 if he plays his car right. Maybe closer to equals mass, actually, at the end of the race. But yeah, he's definitely on for a good result as he gets past Jess here down into turn 4. Braking late and getting past it quite easily. Yeah, but it's already 2 seconds behind Energetics here, so he's has to defend a bit more from Jess, just putting up a little bit of a fight, trying to hinder the Aston Martin a little bit, and yeah, she's just trying to hang on for her position. Old School is right behind here as well on the mediums. Those mediums, I'm not sure if that's a 2-stop or a 1-stop. I feel like, no, Old School, he could just try and make that into a 1-stop. He'll have to be very careful with tires, as Jordan is going to get his way past Robertson here, down into turn 3. Robertson having the back out of that one. Jordan into P3, and the next up is his teammate. But yeah, he's already gaining quite a bit of time here, and I think he'll be very happy with this pace right now. Will be interesting to see what pace Polypoles will be having on those mediums. He obviously still has a 3-second penalty as well, which will play into Jordan's favor. So it'll be a very tough job for Polypoles to win here today.
Yeah, that's just an extra 3 seconds that Jordan was able to put on top of the gap that he already has right now. 2 Polypoles, and of course once Polypoles gets onto those medium tires, I'm sure Jordan won't lay down like Ghost UK did once Polypoles gets up to the back of Jordan, if he ever will in this race. I imagine he would. After we're just around halfway through this race, 18 laps of 36 completed here in Austria. Polypoles still leads by 11.5 seconds to Ecos Mats, our lead Mercedes right now, but of course Ecos Mats yet to make a pit stop, and his teammate is right up behind him. Ecos Mats would have been heartbroken to get into that lap 1 incident with Esteban, who is no longer running, as well as Energetics, who's found himself into a pretty decent position while pitting under that safety car. He's 3.7 seconds behind Ghost UK. He's already made his pit stop, but Energetics will have to make another one because those softs are definitely not going another 18 laps. His Old School makes his way past Swip. That's a good move there from the Haas driver. He's up into P7, and being on the fresher tires and the faster tires, he's going to be trying to close it back up to Energetics if he doesn't have to defend from Swip first. That Old School already derating as they go down into turn 4. Old School on the inside, Swip on the outside. Those hard tires holding up pretty decently for Swip as they go side by side through 5, and now into 6. Swip is going to have the inside line for the left-hander. Old School just getting forced out ever so slightly, but he able to keep the momentum on those fresher tires as they head through the middle sector split there, and it looks like Old School is going to keep that 7th position, and we'll have to see if he's able to defend from Swip for the next few laps, because DRS is quite an important thing and a very obvious thing around here in Austria. Swip with a little bit of a slide there on the apex of that final corner, and he did lose a decent amount of time. His Old School just pushing, trying to find as much time as possible. He's already found a decent amount of time on Energetics once he was able to fend off from Swip. But now Swip has DRS up towards turns 2 and 3. Old School derating, as you see from that fast flashing light on the back of the Haas driver's car. In turn 3, nothing happening so far, and I don't think Swip is going to be able to put up too much of a challenge as they head down towards turn 4.
Yeah, it's a bit of a good battle there between the two oldies, as I like to call them. In the meantime, Jordan has not gained that much more on Polypoles here, and neither on his teammate actually. So Robertson picked up his 2nd time penalty here already on 6 seconds now. So Jordan maybe struggling a little bit or holding back. I'm not too sure what's going on, but just keep your foot to the pedal and make sure you get the good times in, consistent times, and make sure you're attacking that lead of Polypoles as much as you can. you better be in danger to your own sanity here. So I'm just about holding on to that DRS. Obviously, it's going to be beneficial for him to stick there as long as possible. Energetics on the softs is getting quite a bit of time on Old School and Swip here, so to beat them out is good, but I can't see this working out for him. Honestly, if there's no safety car in the next 5-ish laps. We'll have to see though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has something up his sleeve, but not too sure what the plan is behind that. Maybe just selected the wrong tires. That happens every once in a while. In the meantime, Paul is crossing the line once again, keeping it very consistent so far. I'd say it's been a bad drive from him, but I think we'll see him in very, very soon.
Does it look overcast to you?
Sorry?
Does it look like it might rain?
It could. It's overcast. Maybe that's the reason why Energetics also opted for their various, tire choices. Guess we'll have to see. There's still a bit of sun glare on the curbs and everything, so I don't think we'll get the rain in the next couple laps, but maybe there's some rain coming at the end of the race that we don't know about. We'll have to see. So Jamie's gone into the pits now for a set of mediums, I think. Yeah, there will be a set of mediums. I just thought of the possibility as well that these guys at the front are going to go into a set of softs at the end. Who knows? They have one remaining from qualifying. I could see that's a possibility. Jamie has gone into the mediums though. Polipus has also gone in, so he's not opting for that. Let's see, Matt is also coming in. So that throw that out the window. That's not going to happen. They're both going to go for the mediums if nothing else is going on. So yeah, let's see how far the Alfa Romeo will be behind Jordan. I set up the yellow wall tires here on there for Polipus, for Matt, and I presume for Robert as well. Let's see, Jordan's gone round turn 1 already, so Polipus definitely has some time to make up here. On those mediums, he might just about be able to do it. 5 seconds behind with a 3-second penalty, so he needs to get about 8 seconds over the course of 15 laps here.
I think
he's going to be able to do that. It's going to be very difficult.
I think he can do it. I think Polipus has been the fastest driver overall so far this season. I think if he can pull out an 8-second gap on someone over the course of 15 laps, I think it'll be Polipus. But I guess we'll just have to.
Yeah, it is a half a second per lap.
I mean, to be fair, around Austria, it could be difficult to find half a second, but
yeah,
being on 8-lap fresher tires,
Jordan will have DRS as well. If Polipus gets fast, there's a good chance that Jordan will be able to hold on with DRS. I have to see if he's going to be able to do that.
I mean,
so Ibo's gone off his mediums after 20 laps. So it does show. I don't think he had a puncture, so it does show that Old School could potentially go towards the end. But I'm not sure if he wants to do that. I'm not sure if those mediums will be in very good state. It's yeah, Ibo's gone to softs now, so he's a medium soft strategy.
It's getting really dark, you know.
It could happen. It could happen, but who knows what will happen here? It's Ecos Matt has gone past Slip for P6 here, and it's on his way to Old School up here as well, down towards P5, and then this quite a bit of possibility for Ecos Matt still to get a podium. I reckon there is. If the rain doesn't come, I think he's in a very good position. If it does come, I don't know. Polipus in the meantime has gained a second already on Jordan. And, at the start of the stint he will be very quick, and that's not very surprising. How long can he maintain that pace? That is the question. He's going to be sitting at purple lap this lap, I'm pretty sure. 3.4 is the gap now down to. So let's see how he's going to do this. He's going to grind the final corner. Reckon it'll be in the 106s. Across the line. No, 1.76, so not quite. Jordan's pace has just fallen off a little bit, I think, as well.
Yeah, not really sure what's happening with Jordan right now, because Polipus, the gap was around roughly, 4 seconds when Polipus came out of the pits, and now it's 2.5, so he's already gained a second and a half as Ecos Mats makes his way past Old School into turn 1. peculiar overtaking spot there, but it seems like it's worked for Ecos Mats. But Old School is going to be coming back now at the Mercedes driver. Ecos Mats stays on the left-hand side. Old School will just stay over on the right-hand side and not get into the slipstream and not attempt an overtake there. I'm sure he's very happy with his 6th place right now. As it stands, of course, Old School being 9th in the championship, he picked up. Well, he's been relatively consistent so far this season. 8 points in Singapore, 10 in Mexico, a 2nd place in Portugal, another 10 in Imola. And he's only had 1 finish not being in the points and 2 non-finishes so far this season through 12 races, which I'm sure he'll be very happy with. And a 9th position in the championship isn't exactly horrible for Old School.
Yeah, definitely not. And he's on his way for another decent result here. If he can make those tires last to the end, that's Flick picked up a 3-second time penalty there.
There it is.
Back a little bit. And you might be right. Yeah, Polpos does get the fastest lap of the race, obviously. 1:07.2. I'm not sure if it's going to rain and all. It does look very, very overcast, and we'll have to see. Energetic is very close in the back of Goshke. You expect him to make a move very soon here. Those soft tires, but those soft tires will be very old, as he does have a big moment there on the exit of turn 3. They picking up a penalty as well. Let's him back in his fight with Jess for P9 here. So let's see, Polpos is nearly in the DRS of Jordan here.
Yeah, I would imagine Poldypools will have DRS as they head onto the start-finish straight to start lap 26. Of course, once we cross the start-finish line, only 11 laps left to go here in this 36-lap Grand Prix. Jamie makes his way past Jess Gamer 4P9. Of course, Jess, that penalty is right now. But Jordan will lead on to lap 26 here with Bloody Bulls in tow. The 2 championship leaders here duking out for what could be a very important race victory as we get on to the final stretch of this Season 9 here in League of Europe. Poldypoles looking to the inside, just trying to spook Jordan into braking a little bit too late. He misses the apex ever so slightly, but I don't think it's going to phase him too much, as Poldypoles will have to stay behind for one more lap. But this 1 lap of DRS is a lap that he could save DRS, he can save fuel, not that he has any fuel problems, but he can also save tires, because he doesn't have to push too hard through the middle or the final sector. He can just sit in the DRS, save his tires, save his ERS, and then when he deems it necessary, blast past the Mercedes driver just in front of him.
That's very true, but in this case of him getting away from the Mercedes, and that will be the more difficult task, I reckon. If we have more yellow flags, Energetic has actually lost it here on those soft tires. It might be getting too old for its own good. It's now Old School's gone past here as well, and that is going to be his strategy down the drain, basically. I reckon he'll have to pit. Those tires are going to be, not very good. Let's see if Polopus is going to be up for a move here. He's enabling his ERS. And now it's just for Jordan the case that he is going to have to stick to speed with him. He is defending for it. Let's see, side by side down to turn 3, a little bit of wheel banging down in towards it. Jordan will have the DRS down towards turn 4. It looks like Jordan is getting his elbows out a little bit. Actually, neither of them seem to have DRS. Side by side wheel locking there almost. Oh, something we see off them. Jordan stays ahead there, and it's going to hold on for one more lap.
Yeah, really tight racing between Jordan and Poldypos there. Didn't get the greatest of angles, but it looked like they were super tight down the straight. And as you mentioned, they were locking wheels, just trying to fight for position as they headed down towards turn 4. But Poldypos has already shown his hand on what he's possibly going to do going on to this next lap. So that's one more lap that Jordan, that's one more lap that, or one less lap rather, that Poldypos has to pull that 3-second gap that he needs to pull in order to win this race. He'll have DRS down towards turn 1. I'd imagine he wouldn't make a move. He's just sitting in behind, not using his ERS. Jordan defends a little bit. Poldypos looks to the outside. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? And there's contact between the 2 championship leaders. Poldypos will drive off into P1, and Jordan spins around backwards at the first corner. What has happened there? End of turn 1. An audacious move by Poldypos causes all the chaos in the world from Jordan. He's down to P3 now. He's behind Ghost UK out on track, and Poldypos leads by 8 seconds with that 3-second penalty. Could there be a stewards report coming his way from Jordan? But we'll just have to wait until the stewards reports come out in 5 days' time, as Jordan's already trying to make his way back into this race, trying to close up as much as he can to possibly rattle Poldypoles, but Jordan's already back up into P2 on the same lap that he spun.
Yeah, that's definitely not ideal for the Mercedes. I couldn't quite see. I was on board with Poldypoles. He did try to leave space. If he did leave enough space, I can't judge. But yeah, definitely no vicious intent there. But just we have two hard racing. Obviously, saw the lap before already, going quite harshly into turn 3 and exit of 3 onto the straight towards 4 was quite a bit of wheel locking here. But this might offer the opportunity for the Mats here to start gaining on the other Mercedes as well, because he's on the back of this, but he does have the better tires. And speaking of the rain, I don't think that's going to come anytime soon. Looking at this, all three of them are going to bunch up down towards turn 3 now. Mats is going to go for a move. No, he's going to wait for it. Interesting choice, because Ghost UK does have DRS to defend himself with. Doesn't have any ERS. I think that just if I'm in the position of Mats here, I just try to force a move. And just try and put Ghost UK as much under pressure as I could. But we'll have to see how he's going to take that. As he's got 30% DRS. Ghost UK barely has anything. And Jordan is also on around 30. So, be an interesting fight till the end, potentially. Eagles Mats again very close to the back of Ghost UK. They were not quite able to make a move down towards turn 9. So they have to wait one more lap as they head down towards the final corner once again.
Yeah, here we go. On to lap number 30 for these guys. Of course, Poldypoles already crossed the line to make it lap 30, but Ecos Matt's looking for the same move that Poldypoles pulled or tried to pull on his teammate. Ecos Mats will give room. Ghost UK also gave room, but Ecos Mats just found himself out in Narnia there on the exit of turn 1, and he'll have to wait for the few laps before he can try and make another advancement on the third place of Ghost UK here. And of course, with that overtaking attempt, Jordan will pull slightly further ahead up at the front of this train. The gap is up to 0.8 of a second now, and it does look like Jordan does have the pace over these guys just in behind him, as the gap will continue to extend, I'd imagine, as we head through the final two sectors here on lap number 30. There's no other super big battles throughout the rest of the field. We do have Robertson and Swip that is separated by 1.2 seconds there, so that's starting to close up, as well as Jess and Jamie Matt. 1.7 seconds Jess is behind Jamie Matt, and of course Jamie Matt does have a penalty. But we're just watching with Ghost UK as they head through turn 8, and he was able to snatch DRS, or well, he's gonna have DRS, but he's almost completely out of DRS as well.
Yeah, from the last lap that move from Matt, I thought it was a very peculiar move. Didn't look like there was enough space, but Matt went into the grass anyway, and that's why he locked up and gone wide into turn 1. Yeah, peculiar moment right there. I'm not too sure why he went for that. Inside was open. I think he would have completed the move. As Robertson is going to go very close to Swip here. It's another battle we keep an eye on. As Ghost UK, I don't think is going to be close enough for a move down towards turn 4. So focus on the one between Swip and Robert here, down towards turn 3. Not quite a move here, but maybe on the exit, if Robert can get a better exit. Is he going to be able to? He's getting fairly close, but I think Swip has a better exit, just able to pull away there. EPSP 6. Looking at the penalties though, Robertson has 9 seconds of penalties, so Swip doesn't really need to fight this too much, and will gain this position anyway. Be interesting to see how far Energetics can come. He's 12 seconds behind this, but he's on fresh softs. Obviously he's not going to be able to overtake him, but these guys having penalties might allow an opportunity for at least to get Robert potentially. You need to gain about 3 seconds on him for that. As we go on to lap 32, and Poldypoles is very controlling into the lead, and Jordan, Ghost, and Matt are very close together. I think Ghost UK is going to opt for a move here, as he's getting very close to the back of Jordan. As Robertson has gone past Swip on towards turn 1. Ghost UK backing off so far. Hits the back of Jordan though, and backs off, and that's going to allow Ecos and Matt to go through. Not quite actually. Ghost UK able to fight back with Matt and some most here, but now side by side they go down towards turn 4. It looks like Ecos Matt is gonna take that position and take the podium position for now.
Yeah, good move there from Matt. I didn't quite catch it. I saw Ghost UK wasn't going for the move, so I switched to Swip and Robertson for half a second, and then I heard there was contact, so I switched back, and well, Ghost UK and Matt were side by side there. So the two Mercedes move up into P2 and P3, as Pulls, as you mentioned, still leads up at the front. Those medium tires working very well for him as these extended the gap up towards 13 seconds. Now it's Jordan and Ecos. Matt's fighting on track for this
Ooh,
P12. Robertson
Robert.
has had a spin. Will that be a safety car? I'm not
Didn't
too
think so.
yeah, I was gonna say it does look like he is still moving down there out on track. He is gonna lose position to Energetics, who's on to his second set of soft tires of the race. Interestingly enough, Ecos, Mats, and Jordan going side by side up towards turn 4. Ecos, Mats, the Dutch driver around the outside of his Mercedes teammate, and that's gonna be job done for Ecos, Mats. There, Jordan down to
For now.
P3 as he's trying to get the position back as they go side by side into 4. Jordan looks up the inside. He isn't exactly ahead, but he'll hit the apex first as Ecos Mets will just run around the outside of 5, and he'll keep the inside line for 6, and he'll keep that P2.
Yeah, those medium tires just still being better than the older Harper Jordan. Yeah, it's just chaos for the Mercedes guys to hold on to second and third and not let Yoshike chime in and take away one of those podium spots. Old School is still going strong on this medium side, and it looks like it's actually going to bring him into P5 position. Mind he doesn't puncture. It's about 3 laps remaining for him now, so it looks like he could make this work, but he has taken very much care into this, looking at the inputs here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that if he's going to be able to make that one work. Impressive soft medium strategy on this game. Either way. Energetics have gone past Robert. Robert's still sticking to the back of the Red Bull and might actually come back at him on track here. But obviously those 9 seconds of penalties are going to hinder him towards the end of the race. Let's see, as we see down towards turn 3, Robertson not quite able to get alongside here. And he's going to have to maybe wait to turn 4. He keeps his nose kind of looking in, but he's not quite able to get alongside. That's a bit of an oversteer moment on the apex, and yeah, has to let the Red Bull go for now.
Yeah, of course, another Energetics being on the better and the fresher tires than Robertson. I was surprised Robertson was able to stick so close behind for so long, as Pulse will lead us on to the penultimate lap on lap 35 here as he continues to extend his lead over the drivers just behind him. Of course, Pulse and Ecos Mats being on the same exact strategy. For this one, Jordan and Ghost UK being on the same exact strategy, and you can kind of see where they've panned out. Of course, just looks like that the hard medium strategy is just better, really, than the medium hard as it stands right now. So Pulse will lead, and I'd imagine he would win this race on track, but with some controversy boiled in there between that contact with Pulse and Jordan at turn 1 just a few laps ago that put Pulse into the lead and cost Jordan an almost guaranteed top 2 finish. But his teammate, I'm sure, wouldn't be too missed about that because he is currently finishing in that second place, and I'm sure whoever owns Mercedes in the game would be very, very happy with this result.
Ooh, that's on board with Robertson, and it just takes a big snap. I think he just about kept it out at all. It doesn't allow Robertson to get back through into P7 on track. It doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. To be on to the final lap is not going to be too much of an issue. It's going to be able to pick up that P7. Just like that Pole is absolutely dominated here after the incident with Jordan. Robertson getting another 3-second time penalty. Let's quickly check if that's going to change anything. But I don't think so. Let's just manage to gain about a second. So, Hennis actually energetic getting 3 seconds. Also is not going to matter. Yeah, it looks like Pole is going to come home here to win quite easily here with the Mercs in P2 and P3. Matt's looking to hold on P2. I think he's going to be able to do it. Jordan's not going to make that too difficult for now, I reckon. And Goshike is going to come home in P4. Keep an eye on Old School as well, whether he can make the finish. As I thought was going around the final 2 corners.
Yeah, Pole Pole's around the final corner. Of course, our championship leader has been absolutely dominant this season. A win blow to controversy, possibly, as he takes the checkered flag first here in Austria. He finished all 36 laps first, and he's going to take home the 25 points and the fastest lap, I'd imagine, as well. So all 26 going to Pole Poles, as there's only 4 races in the championship left for him to defend that first place. Ecos Mats will take home second place, as Jordan faded in those final few laps, but Jordan will take home a P3, losing a further 11 points to Pole Poles here. Ghost UK will take him a P4. I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that result. Nothing like the win that he had 2 weeks ago before the Easter break, but it's still another good result for the Alpine driver. Old School, I'm sure he'll be very happy with those 10 points that he takes home from P5. Swip in P6, a good result for him. Took those hard tires quite a long time into a pretty decent result. Energetic spins across the line, but he'll take P7 from Robertson, who finishes in P8. Jamie Matt had a very lonely race. Had a little battle with Jess right towards the midpoint, but Jamie Matt will finish in P9, followed by Jess in P10, who actually takes P9 off of Jamie Matt in the end there with Jamie Matt's penalties. And then Suribo will finish in P11, and our only non-finisher of the race as Pole takes home driver of the day. I think he started, P8? Up to the race victory, I'm sure. And our only non-finisher, as I was saying, is Esteban, who retired very early on after contact, being the cause of the contact, as it seems in the Division 4 chat, for that Turn 1 incident between him, Mats, and NL Energetics. But Pole Poles wins here in Austria and extends his championship lead, and he firmly puts that first hand on the trophy.
Yeah, this brings him very close. Now, obviously, it's still 4 rounds to go, including a sprint round, but it's going to be more and more difficult for Jordan to challenge the Belgian here, who's just about had a slight edge up on everyone here. Even though he looked to struggle in qualifying, turned that around to the race, and he's managed to turn it into a race victory.
Yeah, a very good result there for Pole Poles. Takes home the fastest lap as well. Just looking for driver of the day. I mean, I think the only option really is Pole Poles or Ecos Mats. You could throw Old School in there as well if you're just looking for a driver of the day, but I'm not really sure what else to say. I think the only disappointment is Esteban not finishing, deciding to retire in the pit lane. Of course, when there's only 12 drivers, and of course the top 12 do get points here in Eloise. Ibbo picking up 2 points as well. I'm sure I'll be very happy with that as well. But I think if you look on the Twitter tomorrow, you'll see driver of the day probably will end up going to Pole Poles. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's going to end it, unless you have anything else to comment on before we end the stream here.
No, I can't lie. It's a bit of a quiet race for D4 standards as well. And yeah, Pole Poles taking home. I don't have much more to say.
Yeah, Pole Poles takes his 6th win of the championship so far. An asterisk possibly with that incident with Jordan, but we'll just have to wait and see what the stewards do indeed decide. But we'll see you guys next week for the Netherlands Grand Prix at Zandvoort, of course, half past 6 UK time for Divisions 1 and 3, and 10 past 8 UK for Divisions 2 and 4. We'd love to have you back next week, so come back and watch the League of Europe before the 14th round of the championship of Season 9. But we'll look forward to seeing you.